All right, let's talk about something that's quickly becoming one of the most critical topics in enterprise tech. We're going to dive into how you can actually govern your internal AI agents.
First things first, let's just start with a simple, undeniable fact. Right now, in your organization, your teams are building AI agents. This isn't some future prediction, It's the reality on the ground today. Your developers are using this technology to automate tasks, connect to internal systems, and find new ways to be efficient.
But, and this is a big but, while all that innovation is exciting, it comes with a massive, unmanaged risk. The way they're being built, in this sort of ad hoc fashion, these new agents are fundamentally dangerous to your entire enterprise.
So here's how we're going to break this down. We'll start by looking at that risk, then we'll get into why governance isn't just a nice to have, it's an absolute imperative. After that, I'll introduce you to the solution, a concept we call the context fabric. We'll cover its core pillars of control and what it really means to build enterprise-grade AI.
Okay, let's dig into that core risk. We all love to celebrate these new internal AI tools as signs of innovation. But without a real framework, every single one of those new agents is a potential security hole, a data leak, or a compliance breach just waiting to happen. It's this unseen threat building up right inside your own walls.
And that is precisely why governance becomes an absolute imperative. Seriously, we have to stop thinking of these things as just simple experiments. The moment an agent can get its hands on your core systems, your customer data, your financials, your source code, it's not an experiment anymore, it's a first-class enterprise risk, period.
Think about it. An AI agent with no governance layer is basically a raw, unfiltered connection straight into the heart of your company. It's like giving a new hire the master keys to every single system on their very first day with zero supervision. The potential for a catastrophic breach is just enormous. So, to solve this, we can't just keep patching holes. We need a fundamental shift in our thinking, and really in our architecture. Instead of trying to bolt security onto each agent after the fact, we need to build on a completely new foundation. And that foundation is called the context fabric.
So what is the context fabric exactly? Well, you can think of it as an infrastructure layer that sits between your AI agents and all of your enterprise systems. Its entire job is to be a smart, policy-driven intermediary. It intercepts every single request, checks it against your rules, and only then allows a safe, controlled interaction to happen. It's basically the guardian at the gate.
This slide really shows the two worlds we're talking about. On the left, you have what most people are doing today, risky, ad hoc connections with no real oversight. And on the right, that's the goal, a strategic infrastructure that enforces governance by design right from the very beginning. It's the difference between building your house on sand versus building it on solid bedrock.
So how does this actually work in practice? Well, it's not magic. It's just a really robust architecture. Let's break down the core pillars that give you this level of control.
The fabric is really built on four main pillars. First up, you've got bounded context packs. Think of these as secure packages of the specific data an agent is allowed to know. Second is policy-filtered access, which controls who can even use the agent. Third, approval-bound action APIs, which define the specific things an agent is allowed to do, like send an email or query a database. And finally, number four, a full audit trail, which gives you a complete, unchangeable record of every single action taken.
Now, this right here is the single most important architectural shift. With this model, your agents never, ever talk directly to your core systems. They call the fabric. The fabric checks the policies, and only then does it pass the approved request along. You see? This completely severs that dangerous direct link.
Let's really focus on that first dimension of control. With a fabric in place, you control what agents can see. Through those context packs and policies, you can define with surgical precision what data an agent can access. You're not just handing over the keys to the entire database, you're giving it a highly filtered, need-to-know view of its world. And it goes beyond what they see. You also get to control what they can do. Actions like delete customer or process refund, those are defined as explicit APIs that can be tied to rules, and you can even require human approval for really sensitive tasks. An agent just can't go rogue. It can only request an action that the fabric is there to govern.
And here's the ultimate safety switch. Because every single agent's access is funneled through the fabric, you have one single point of control. If an agent starts acting weird or you detect a threat, you can revoke its access to everything, instantly. Not in an hour, not after the next code deploy, I mean instantly.
So, what's the big payoff here?
It's about transforming AI from this risky experiment into a true enterprise-grade capability. It's about empowering your teams to innovate like crazy, but always within a framework the business can actually control, audit, and most importantly, trust. So the promise of the Fabric really boils down to this: total control and security by design. It gives you that power of instant revocation and full auditability, which ultimately unlocks the holy grail we're all after: safe, rapid innovation across your entire organization.
So we'll end with this thought. The rise of internal AI agents isn't a question of if, but when. And for most of you, that time is now. The really crucial question you should be asking isn't, are we building AI agents? It's, is our infrastructure ready for them?